This podcast contains some magical adult language. Listener discretion is advised. And sorry, Mom.
I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to...
Whoa. You're not Mickey Mouse, you're a rat.
Rat smack! Besides, they're tourists. What do they know?
Welcome to Rat Castle, a progressive chat about Disney magic without the pixie dust. And on this special second day D23 special, I'm Nathan Hartman, and with me are Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
And Victoria, both who joined me. Hello, Victoria.
Hi.
So they were with me yesterday, and joining us for the first of these D23 panels is Janine. Hello, Janine.
Hello, howdy.
Welcome. Okay, so we have quite a bit of stuff to go through. Just let's start. This was, of course, the Lucasfilm / Marvel / 20th Century Studios panel. Does anyone have, what's your overall vibes coming off this 2-hour that's ended up being like 3:15 hour panel thing? How's it feel?
I feel like we got so much, but not much at the same time.
Did we get a full trailer of Mandalorian? We got a full trailer, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
we got a couple
We got like
trailers.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm bad at this thing. It should just be streamed. Like, you should just be able
Yeah.
to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's my big complaint. It's just like trying to like hodgepodge a bunch of people who are attending videos
Yeah.
is...
I just don't. I mean, there's always press coming out of this thing anyway, and I'm sure they're getting articles for the stuff that they showed clips or trailers, but didn't release those to the general public, and that's fine. But why would you not just release it? Whatever you're doing, just release it.
Honestly, they're better off releasing it because it's literally not even been 24 hours, and I've already seen a good chunk of that part of your world scene from The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Literally,
get out.
Because
It's gonna get out.
I feel like the way that they could have done it was like to just live stream the event and then maybe have it go dark, like have like a loading screen
Sure.
or something during the time when they're showing these
Mhm.
exclusive trailers,
Yeah.
because it just feels like it's so hard to find information if you're trying to follow through unless you have like specific people that you have like post notifications on for. But I was genuinely surprised for myself because I'm not the biggest Marvel Star Wars fan. I feel like a lot of this stuff was it seems pretty exciting and it held my attention, and like I'm genuinely excited for a lot of the stuff that's coming up. I feel like the new Marvel era feels very interesting.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
That's cool.
Not in agreement.
No, I'm not. That's me after 3 hours of refreshing Twitter. Like I'm just
Yeah.
exhausted.
It is exhausting, yeah.
And I'm excited for
drained.
tomorrow's panel because it's just live and we can
I'm
watch
excited
it.
for tomorrow's
Yes.
panel.
And whatever
Oh,
it's going to
thank
be.
Oh, we
God.
can actually watch that
We
one.
can actually watch that.
Yes.
Hey.
Why? Because there's no preview stuff. There's no. I mean, there's
Oh,
nothing to
weird.
hide. So,
Yeah.
but what's interesting, I see. Sorry, I kind of agree with you. They could do that thing where they sort of limit what you see on a stream, but at the same time, like, if they had even like a tier where you pay more to watch those things, like that would leak out. Because everyone's going to screen grab everything. But for me, it's just like
It's gonna
part of
happen
it, like,
in this day and age.
Yeah.
Like
and it's
is what it is.
It's free, sort of. Like the people that are there to spend money. It's a convention.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Everything else, all this stuff, the event stuff, like just release it. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It's weird because you could. I mean, even if you wanted to have a D23 online only tier ticket, which a lot of people did during COVID for different conventions and stuff,
Mhm.
Right.
do it. I mean, yeah, things will leak, but do it. So
I'd
knows?
honestly pay for it. Like I really would.
Right.
It's so much better than this mess of a schedule, whatever they have like going on their website. It just feels like the bright idea. So
Right.
I don't know.
yeah,
It's just it's chaotic. It's so ridiculous, and I just don't like how they keep switching between different panels. It's
Mhm.
just it's too much, and it's confusing.
yeah. I feel bad for any panel that's going up against these two. They're full, but it's just like the internet is not paying attention to you at that time. Let's start with Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm, of course, not
Mhm.
just Star Wars. I think a lot of us say like, oh, it's Star Wars and Marvel panel, but I mean, Lucasfilm theoretically has a couple things that aren't
Tales
Star
of the
Wars.
Jedi looks amazing.
Yeah, but
Oh
let's
my
start with
God,
Star
it
Wars
looks
because that's most of
phenomenal.
it. Tales of Jedi,
Yeah.
which basically I guess is just kind of like a Clone Wars anthology.
It looks so
Um,
good.
And
Yeah, basically
yeah.
it's 3 episodes based on Dooku and 3 on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So that'll come out in October, kind of end of October. I think it looks great. I love Clone Wars, so Sure. More of that is never really a bad thing. I think that's a smart move. Then we got Andor, and Andor surprises me. Andor is 24 episodes, which is a lot. That is,
It is.
I
I
mean,
think that's the most any show has done on that platform.
You don't see 24 episode seasons anymore. Like that's
You
so in
don't.
just in general.
that's
so
basically 3 8-episode seasons. I mean, they're
Yeah.
doing it as 12 and 12 as 2 seasons, but like for a normal streaming show,
oh, it's 2 seasons. Okay.
which
Hmm.
even
Mhm.
then, that's they kind of talked about how it's sort of like a 12-part movie, which I think they always say that stuff, but like if the idea is this is kind of like 2 films, I think that's kind of cool. It seems to be, I really am excited about this because it seems to, I don't know if they should have called it Andor, really. It feels
Hmm.
more like Rebellion, like starting the origins and stuff, and he's
Mhm.
certainly in it and there, but I don't know. I think I'm sure it's about him, but at the same time, it seems like it's kind of a grand scale thing. So it'll be
It's
exciting.
giving what Book of Boba Fett gave. Like it wasn't really Book of Boba Fett, it was Mandalorian
Hmm.
2.0.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the vibes it's giving for me. But it looks great, to be honest. It
Yeah.
wasn't
It
one
really
that
does,
caught
yeah.
my attention at first, but
Mhm.
after the trailer, I was like, okay, I'll make time for it.
Right, and this has not been filmed on their like digital soundstage. This has been filmed out and about.
That's cool.
And it
Mhm.
looks like it.
Yeah.
'Cause as much as I love the Mandalorian and stuff, like there is a slight flatness. Not like my brain goes, that's a set or a digital set, but there is just a slight flatness to the cinematography when you're dealing with literally in camera seeing a screen showcasing depth. So
I'm just tired of the sand planet.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
we got to move on. I think that's what's exciting about Andor for me. It just seems like a new environment, a whole new
Mhm.
story.
Mhm.
So it's something that I think that I could like really get into, and one of the more exciting things for me from the Lucasfilm
Yeah.
panel.
And three episode drop, so that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really impressive.
My concern is we're getting half an hour episodes. I don't think they said how long the episodes
Oh,
were,
They
okay.
did not.
but I would not be surprised. I mean, it seems like I don't know. Maybe they'll follow the Mandalorian format, and it's a little bit whatever. But like I don't know. She-Hulk has been half an hour and has kind of fit that format, but it's weird because a lot of these shows generally are around 45 minutes.
This
So
seems really big though. Like it feels like
Yeah.
really grand.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be 45 minutes to an hour, hopefully. But
yeah, I
if
guess
it's
I just hope
24
it doesn't.
episodes in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't
That's not
overstay its
much.
welcome. Like
Yeah.
it feels like
Yeah.
24. 24 is a real
Hmm.
stretch for this era. So I don't know. We'll see. Does anyone care about Willow? Did anyone grow up with Willow?
I did.
Tell us.
I
Do you like
don't
Willow?
even know what that is.
Yeah, before my time.
I love Willow. I actually almost named my son Warwick.
Aw.
I considered it, but his last
Aw.
name is Davis. And I realized I can't do that. This is that Willow, right? I missed
Yep.
this announcement. So it is that Willow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's sequel series.
I think I remembered hearing about that. I am thrilled. I love to see. I really love Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
I missed the trailer. This is so hard. Like I was trying really hard to keep up with all this stuff, and I'm still missing. I
Right.
missed the trailer for Andor. I missed this trailer.
Well, because you have to go to individual YouTube pages to find the
Yeah.
individual. It
It's
just
Which
gets
has
been-
complicated.
Which was
I
insane.
don't know how you
Yeah.
were able to capture everything.
There's like specific
barely.
people to like follow, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Who
Yeah.
like were
The only
posting the
reason I-
trailers.
Yeah. The only reason I got him was because YouTube gave me notifications because Star Wars
Oh.
YouTube was posting it. And that's the only reason I found it.
Oh,
I did
wow.
not find it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Willow, of course, is also. They introduced today. Christian Slater is part of the cast, which is cool. Who doesn't like Christian Slater? This, you know what Willow kind of reminds me of, like in concept, not the show or the film, but like when they Netflix released that Dark Crystal TV show. It's like so niche fantasy that like some people are just like so excited, and I think it's going to be one of those things that sort of, it's extra content on Disney Plus, and that's great, and
Yeah.
they're willing to spend that money, and it's going to kind of like fans will love it, and it's not going to like burgeon a franchise or anything. I don't think Willow has that potential.
Is
If
it
it
like
did, it
high
would have done it years
fantasy?
ago.
Is it like high fantasy?
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings vibes? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
For sure, for sure,
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
fun. The
Interesting.
movie's great. It's a lot
Yeah.
of fun, and it's on, of course, Disney Plus. It might have been one of the first things I watched on Disney Plus because I hadn't seen it, and it was one of their sort of like, "Hey, we have Willow." We have Star Wars, we have Willow, and a couple of Simpsons things, and then of course they've added more since then. We go back to Star Wars because there's only 2 things that aren't Star Wars coming out of Lucasfilm right now. With Bad Batch season 2 coming out January 4th, 16 episodes. I loved Bad Batch. I think it's my favorite animated series. I really loved Rebels though, so it's a tough match. But Bad Batch is for me the A team in space, and I like it.
I
Thoughts?
still need to catch up. I haven't watched it. I
watch
only
it.
just finished Rebels, so
Oh man, behind.
I'm
Sarah,
so
thoughts?
behind.
I've never even heard of the Bad Batch.
I don't know.
Wow, I am so
Wow.
sad. This crushes
But
me.
At least I heard of it. At least I
I mean-
heard of it time.
Guys,
When I
it's,
saw that, I was
so
like, "What
good.
am I? What is this?
Yeah,
Like,
what
I,
is
like,
this? I've
I
never
didn't
even.
even know.
Well, you need to watch the.
They're gonna eat us up, but
It's
yeah,
it's
I
the
don't
clone.
know.
It's you have to watch
You
the
gotta
last
watch
season of the
the
Clone Wars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that sets up Bad Batch, and it's basically a batch of stormtroopers that didn't turn out so well in the cloning process. And
There's just too much
Oh,
Star
that
Wars,
sounds
you
fun.
guys. Like, it's
It's
hard to
great.
keep up. Like,
yeah,
it's too late for me.
it's
I'll
exhausting.
try.
Yeah, I kind of gave up.
It
Yeah.
really.
I like it.
Oh,
But
I
I'm
just
exhausted.
realized we didn't put Skeleton Crew on here.
Oh yes, let's
Oh,
talk Skeleton
yes.
Crew. Skeleton Crew. Jude Law kind of captains a group of. It's like Lost in Space, basically. That's basically what
Pretty
it sounds
much.
like. Kid, I think it's a
they
kids
said it
show, right? It's a kid show.
I think it's a kid show.
Yeah.
They said something about
Interesting.
kids, like kids that were lost in the Republic era or something.
Yeah.
So
I
more
think it's
Lost
a kid
Boys?
show.
Is it just Peter Pan's
That's-
Star Wars version? Like, I
No,
don't-
no, it's just Lost in Space.
I don't
They're just
think-
hanging out.
like,
They're just doing their thing. I mean, here's the thing. This is Jude Law shows up sometimes. It's like Oscar Isaac
Oh.
when he did the voice for his character. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on his Star Wars character because there's so many Star Wars
Poe?
characters. Poe, thank you, Poe
Poe.
Dameron. In the Resistance animated show, it was like, "Hi, I'm Poe Dameron," and then he just disappears for 12 episodes and comes back. So I think
okay.
we'll see how much Jude Law is actually in it. Is my question. This could be sort of a semi bait and switch to being a show centered around kids doing stuff, which is totally fine. But we'll find out.
I'm fine with that.
Is this
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Star Wars Stranger Things
No,
answer?
I don't know.
It looks
what
like
it is.
teenagers.
It's
They
it's
didn't really give
just-
us much, to be
no,
honest.
it's early days, so we'll see what it ends up being. I need a trailer to understand what the heck this thing really is.
Yeah.
Something we did get a trailer for though is the Mandalorian season 3, which was great. I don't think anyone has problems seeing more Mandalorian, and we get a little Babu Frick, the only redeeming quality of Rise of Skywalker. So hey, little Babu.
This season seems a lot more expansive. Like, they're kind of like going to a lot more places, doing a lot more things, more action. Caught my
Amy
attention way
Sedaris
more
is
than
back.
Amy
Yes,
Sedaris is
yeah.
back. That matters quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna see more Mandalorian politics.
Mhm.
and
It
if
looks
you-
like the story develops a little bit
Yeah.
more. Whereas
Yeah.
the first season was very monster of the week. It looks like there's a little bit more of an overarching narrative in this.
yeah,
Mhm.
and again, if you watched Rebels, no, was it Rebels? Yeah, it was Rebels who
That
did
was
the
Rebels.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mandalorian and Black Sword stuff. The Black Saber. That's all coming kind of back. There's a lot of lore about Mandalore lore that is going to be in it. So I guess it'll be interesting to
Interesting.
see. I don't know. It's funny. It's kind of like you get it and you're like, well, that's Mandalorian. It's not, it's great, but it's one of those things like we know certain things so well at this point that it's like, okay.
They're really like putting out the seasons quickly for this show. It
They
feels
are.
like it's just back to back.
Yeah, it really does.
I
Especially
mean,
if
I
you
guess
count
they have.
Boba Fett.
They have to.
You're right.
They really have to.
Grogu, child actors, they don't say little. You gotta
Oh my God.
gotta film it while they're still young. That's what Stranger Things had a problem with. So
Yeah.
Grogu is, he's what, 120 now, and he's just growing. So we
what?
gotta work it out. Grogu's like
Yeah.
old,
Yeah,
like 50, isn't he? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if we've ever got
Yeah,
a
he's-
legit answer.
They said he's like in his 50s or something.
50s,
which
yeah.
is which is an infant for his species.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
yeah, they're around a long time. So there you go. That's Mandalorian. And then of course Indiana Jones 5. They told us nothing.
Yeah.
They just brought Harrison
literally
Ford up.
nothing.
To
Yeah.
cry on stage and make me cry.
Yeah, I felt for Harrison Ford, and I also kind of was like, buddy, are you okay? Like, did you get a diagnosis that you're not telling people? Because like, what is this Harrison Ford crying on stage bit? Like,
That's so like I think of him as this like grumpy old man
Yeah.
who only has like irritation. Like that's his
Mhm.
one emotion. And then to see him get up there and like be so moved, I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
yeah, it's like when you first see
mean,
your grandpa
he's-
cry, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
they got
He's
soft in
old,
their
man.
old
Like,
age.
Yeah.
I just need them to let that man rest. He is like 80.
He's
I
80.
know he didn't. He's 80.
He's
Why are
80.
you making
That's
him do another Indiana Jones?
crazy. I mean, he had to have wanted to. Look at
He
the
did.
way he was up there. I think he needed, if you think about it, like the previous Indiana Joneses were sort of, they were panned. And so I can see not wanting that to be your legacy.
Yeah, Crystal
Mm.
Skull was not loved, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Like I know Shia LaBeouf wasn't the best, but like Jesus, let that man go take a nap, please.
I think he just really wants to conclude it. I wish we had the trailer. They showed something, and people said it looked great, and there's some stuff about action sequences like
Mhm.
Indy riding. I think it was Indy riding a horse in a subway, like tunnel, and some cool stuff like that.
Okay.
So awesome. But it doesn't mean no good because I sit here not seeing any of it. So we don't. It's
Yeah, that's
strange they
not
didn't even give
fair.
a title.
A taste of it.
Just a
Not
title.
even a title?
Right? Not even a title
Crazy.
card.
When is it supposed to come out?
I
Gosh.
don't even think they said
Yeah, I don't know if we have.
2023.
Yeah.
2023.
wow.
You know, that's not
Which is
that far.
yeah.
June
That's like
30th.
8
Well, it's
months
in-
away. Wait.
It's in
math.
post production right now.
Right. They have a
Did you
title. They
guys-
have a name. I don't know why they're not releasing it. It's like
Hmm.
that's weird.
He's been married to Callista Flockhart for 12 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You had no
That's
idea?
such a weird pairing.
Yeah.
Good for
Well,
him.
you know.
I'm
Good the
excited
both
for
of them.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think she's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing in this.
Mhm.
And when I saw that they like her character description, they were saying that she was like a femme fatale. So she doesn't really go hand in hand with that for me, but
Yeah, they kind of were
We'll
like
see.
she needs help, but then also figures it out, and then blah blah blah. It'll be fine because
Huh.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge
Yeah.
is not going to do something that. I mean, they brought Phoebe Waller-Bridge on to like rework not Skyfall. What was the last James Bond film that got released? I can't even.
Is it
No
not
Time to
Skyfall?
Die. She did some writing credit on No Time to Die because they wanted to beef up the female role, which they
Mhm.
still didn't do very well.
Girl.
But what are you gonna do? So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of that's where I'm landing for this whole panel is like, oh, thanks for not giving me Indiana Jones. I'm just mad. We'll see what happens. I'm excited for it though. People seem ecstatic. Moving on, D23 Marvel panel was next.
Oh boy.
And they began with Rogers, the musical, live on the stage there, and that sucks. And if we could please stop talking about
the
Rogers.
lies you tell. The
No,
lies
Roger-
you tell.
Victoria, please. Let's be for real.
No.
No,
No.
we're not.
No.
No.
Colton
no.
looked over my shoulder as I was watching that, and it was just like I had paused it to look at him, and it
Yeah.
was the Hulk going, "Wah,"
Yeah.
and he like had to catch his breath.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be bad. That's the point. And then all
It's
these
too bad.
theater
It's too
nerds
bad. Yeah.
are like, ah, ha, 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 like we love Rogers the Musical, and I'm like, it's supposed to be a bad Broadway show with a bad Broadway song. That's the point. So stop saying that you want it in a theme park because it's still bad. Like I appreciate camp like the next guy, but a lot of people aren't looking at this like camp. They like legit love it, and I don't know. I'm just like.
The irony just
mean,
like flew over their heads. Like it just
I
wasn't
just,
even
you
there.
know, I gotta take a
It's
pillow
not even
out
the
and kinda
irony.
put it over.
It's
Rogers.
Yeah, I was
Have y'all
not.
seen Diana the musical?
No, I know what you're talking
That
about.
got
though.
made.
Yeah, that got
That
made.
got
Diana the
made.
musical,
Oh yeah,
Baby,
Yeah.
go
like
watch it on
Princess
Netflix.
Diana.
yeah, it's on Netflix and it is
Yes.
atrocious.
It's
like
atrocious, and
it's like
that got
watching a
made.
train wreck. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's like if the producers was real. And they
Yeah,
because
that's actually a really good description. My God, good job.
yeah. Yeah. So whatever. Rogers Musical. God bless them. They all did a nice job. I would have literally shook my head if I was in the audience. I'd just been like, "Oh God, just stop."
It's
But
like they're trying
like-
too hard for me. It just feels like you're
Yes.
trying too hard.
Yeah.
Like I get
Oh,
it.
just
You want
haters.
you
yeah.
like I get that they're like all they're like, yes, we listen to you guys on Disney Twitter. Like it just was too much
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, especially because it's not like they announced that it was anything. It was just like, we'll start
Yeah.
with this thing that was from last year.
Well, they said it's what
Um,
Kevin Feige wanted. So if Kevin Feige wanted it, then he's gonna get it.
That's true. Kevin Feige, as the song from Damn Yankee says, what Kevin Feige wants, Kevin Feige gets. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, moving on to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. They didn't really say anything. They said that it focuses on the rest of the world trying to capitalize on getting Wakanda's resources after the death of course, T'Challa, and that's kind of all we know.
Well, actually, I saw a few things.
What else
No,
did you
do
see?
tell.
Again, it's hard because we don't get to watch it. We're just picking
Yeah.
up. We're
Oh, I
getting little
was-
breadcrumbs as we go.
I was
So
digging.
what'd you
I
get?
dug. So I dug, and I found out that the queen, T'Challa's mother, is currently running Wakanda.
Yes.
Mhm.
Shuri is the main character. Namor is hot. The end.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be the overall
The
equivalent.
journalism, we love it.
But they did say one of the scenes was that there's a lot of action scenes, especially when focusing on Namor fighting M'Baku.
Mhm.
So
Did they say? Are they pronouncing it Namor or Namor?
I've
Did
heard
they-
both.
That's the thing, and they might. I don't know if they're
I feel
adjusting
like
that.
Namor just sounds more like it just makes more sense. Like it sounds more like
It-
with like a
it's-
Latin
it's
influence.
smooth.
Namor, like I don't know if the
Well,
A sound is
Namor,
big in
it's
Spanish.
just been around for a long time
Mm.
too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Namor, I
We'll
think
see.
sounds better, but we'll find out.
Yeah, it really does.
So that's all we
this
know
feels
because
like the natural progression though for the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
So,
no.
it works.
if your lead is
works.
going to die and you can't do anything else, this is what you would do, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you're not going to recast. So I think it'll be great. I'm excited. I think it's going to open a lot of stuff. And that comes out like, I don't know, it feels like a couple weeks. It's really soon.
November 11th.
Yeah, so not too long. Then we had a little bit about Ironheart, which is actually also in Black Panther. I think that's how they're going to introduce her. We
Mhm.
know that Anthony Ramos and Alden Ehrenreich are in it. Alden Ehrenreich, of course. Alden Ehrenreich. I always say it wrong. I don't know how to say it. Ehrenreich. Ehrenreich? Ehrenreich.
Aaron
Al-
Reich.
Ehrenreich? Alden
Well,
Ehrenreich?
if you're
You're the one taking German.
Actually,
you tell
yeah.
me.
Aaron
my
Reich.
German.
That's right.
Yeah, Aaron Reich is the American pronunciation.
Ah.
I'm not even going to attempt the German pronunciation because I'm very bad at that.
Okay, Alden Ehrenreich. So, of course, Alden Ehrenreich of Solo fame. He's a great actor. We don't know anything about him. We know that Anthony Ramos is playing the Hood. And that's about it.
So fascinating. It's
It's
fascinating that like the hood. Just
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for what they're going for, and they said it's like magic and tech meet, so I guess it makes sense. But also, I don't respect Anthony Ramos, so he can have fun.
For reals, I was thinking the exact same thing.
I don't know
Yeah,
who
yeah,
that
there's-
is.
There's drama. Well, Anthony Ramos was in Hamilton, and then
In the Heights.
according to the web, he did a cheat. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Yeah,
He cheated on his
his
fiance.
fiance.
I mean, he looks like he's someone who would do that.
Oh,
Which-
allegedly. I'm gonna
It
save
was
this
not
podcast.
alleged, you guys.
They
We
had
saw the
footage.
video.
I know.
We all saw the video.
I'm just trying to save this podcast from litigation. So
I have made no claims other than he has a
He
face
looks
of
like it?
someone.
Yeah.
He I wouldn't trust that face.
well,
Yeah,
moving
I can
on.
see it.
Moving
can
on
see
from the our untrustworthiness of Anthony Ramos, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. They showed a clip. We didn't get to see it. I think there was a line from the clip where Jonathan Majors as oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Who's he playing?
Kang.
Kang. All right. Says something like, "You're one of the Avengers. Have I killed you before? You all, I mix you all up in my head, basically."
Ooh,
something
that's a
like that.
hard
So,
line. I like that.
yeah. So we'll see what that turns out.
All Red said it's bananas.
I mean, the only thing I
Bananas.
saw was that it follows up immediately to Secret Wars. I think that's
It follows up immediately to Kang Dynasty. So this
Kang
will
Dynasty, thank
will
you.
start out the Kang Dynasty Avengers double feature. Well, two-parter. I don't think you can call it double feature. Sadly, I don't think we're gonna get
Is
it.
there a date for Quantumania at all? Next year, year after?
I think
Yeah.
it's February. I think.
I
It's
don't-
Of 2023?
it looks like it's
Yeah,
going
of
to be
next
out
year.
February 17th. Yeah.
And no trailer?
Yeah, that's okay. Let's talk about
It's
this real quick
crazy,
because I
right?
I don't mind talking about this now because I think it's a good point. You're kind of bringing this up now.
Mhm.
No Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas. No
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
At all.
No Blade.
At
And I
all.
get Blades farther along, but Guardians is like done. Like it's done. Like they're
Well,
done.
It's
For
right
Guardians, the director, I believe it's James Gunn, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he tweeted out that he couldn't be at the convention because he's like in the editing process of the
Right.
movie. So he was saying that that's why like they didn't show anything.
That just means
So
But
that
I
just
don't know.
means
feel like
that they
that's
weren't
not an
going to show anything.
excuse.
Yeah.
right,
I-
like
He could have
No,
shown
I can't even
anything.
take that excuse.
Yeah, you could.
Mainly because
was none of the
Ryan
cast there?
Coogler said
Like,
he was in
no
the
one?
editing process too.
Yeah.
Oh,
None of them were
Hmm.
there. Yeah, he
Yeah,
said
you
on
can
stage
just
he was in the
cobble
editing
together
process.
a teaser. How long can that possibly take?
Several hours, but you are
Yeah, you've
Marvel.
got yeah, exactly. Like, you can spare a few hours here and
and
there.
they've been done filming for at least over a month. So
Yeah,
If-
like
if
for quite
Disney-
some time.
if Kevin Feige wanted a clip, we would have got a clip. So,
Hmm,
that's just the way it is.
that's weird.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from things we didn't get to something that we did get. Our first thing from Marvel trailer wise, which I think I'm the most excited about of all of the stuff they talked about today,
Oh,
which is a Halloween special directed by composer Michael Giacchino, who's a big freaking nerd, and I love him very much. I have like a 2 degrees Kevin Bacon situation with him, and my friend who knows him very well and plays D&D with him says he's a great guy and like he loves this kind of stuff. And Werewolf by Night, the trailer was like a total grindhouse, like Halloween black and white thing, and I was like, this I have not
Is
seen
it?
Marvel do this. This is new and it looks fresh and different and not part of the Marvel formula, and I got so excited.
Well,
It's
this
so
i-
funny
this
to me
is-
because it's clearly inspired from the Universal Monster stuff.
Totally. Yeah.
Mm.
But I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's so different. It
It's
just
so
seems like
different.
like it seems like something that's like they gave him like creative freedom.
Mhm.
It looks like ultimate creative freedom. So just like I'm excited for it.
Janine, did you have a thought?
who is directing this?
Composer Michael Giacchino. who
I
composed-
heard
yeah.
you say that name, and I was like, but that's the composer.
Yeah, he's directing this is the first. I mean,
That's
he's
so
always wanted to do
cool.
this stuff, but yeah,
That's
he's
so
can
cool.
do it all.
I
He's really cool.
love.
Mm.
Is it Giacchino or?
it's Giacchino.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
It's Giacchino.
Okay, I've always heard it in my head as Giacchino.
Yeah, that's usually
Um,
what people think. But no, it actually sounds like a drink.
Like it's written.
Yep.
Okay, that's
and
exciting. That's really cool. Good for
Yeah.
him.
Oh, and he's the best. He did like
He's
the
so
Space
good.
Mountain theme for Disneyland,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
which is like one of my favorite parks music. And of course, Star Trek and Star Wars, Rogue One,
Jurassic
and
World.
Jurassic World, and I mean I don't like all his
Incredibles.
themes as much. Yes, Incredibles is my favorite. I think of his.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't like all his themes like John Williams. John Williams is like the goat of all goats, and I think he'd be the
Yeah.
first to say it. But like, I feel like Giacchino is sort of taking that place.
I've got
of one of those
I've
big franchises.
had that conversation.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Like,
people have.
He's stepping in. He's not. I adore him. I think he does really great work. He's not on John Williams' level. I think that's a talent that's unmatched. but-
Yeah, but that's also like expecting anyone to be Mozart. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. Exactly. That's like a once in a
yeah,
not even
generation. Yeah,
multiple
100%.
generations.
Yeah.
But he's filling that gap.
Yeah, but he gets to do this awesome niche project. It has some great actors in it, and it's got Man Thing. There's a preview thing where someone saw Man Thing in as a part of it. For those who don't know, after Swamp Thing came out, I don't know if it was before or after, but Swamp Thing came out for DC, and Man Thing is basically the Marvel version of Swamp Thing. So it looks like Man Thing is also going to be a part of this. So I'm excited. I just love seeing something from Marvel that doesn't look like it's from Marvel.
Mhm.
It's just nice. So
It's very
Um,
refreshing.
I'm watching the trailer right now, and I'm definitely intrigued. I love the way it's presented. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I'm into it.
yeah,
Oh, and then the crazy part is it comes out next month.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a nice little treat. I'm very excited.
Yeah, this looks cool. I'm into that.
Yeah. We also got a trailer for Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, of course, starring Samuel L. Jackson, because he kind of went off to space with Ben Mendelsohn, like we all wish we could do. And came back, and there are, of course, it's based on the Secret Invasion arc, where there are a bunch of aliens like Ben Mendelsohn's character who can turn into anything, and they're hiding amongst us and trouble. We have Amelia Clark, who's in the cast, as well as Olivia Colman, which is great.
I love
This looks
them.
really fun. This looks like more like, I know it's sci-fi, but it gave me Winter Soldier vibes.
It
Like
did.
it's
It
it's
really
kind of
did.
espionage and
Yeah.
thriller. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I like he comes back with an eye, and he has two eyes, because if you're gonna go to space, we already know that can happen because Thor has a fake eye. So
True.
I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, they did a thing where the internet would have got mad at them, and they were like, no, that makes sense. We'll give him an eye. So it would be
It's
interesting.
fine.
That of course also stars Don Cheadle, who is also in Armor Wars, and that is going to be set up by Secret Invasion, and that's 6 episodes, which is weird. I thought that was really small.
Yeah,
but
right. I guess it's gonna be like a limited series, so I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It feels
Yeah.
is that one of the smaller ones we have? How long was I mean, inside of Marvel, Obi-Wan was what? How
6,
long
I
was it?
think.
6?
I think it
So
was 6.
So this is that model, I guess. We haven't seen that very much. Man, I'm barely catching my breath here because there's just so much news. Loki season 2, great.
So
I loved
excited.
Loki. It's my favorite of the Wave 1 TV series. And Ki Hee Kwan has joined the cast, who was incredible in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Absolutely.
He's just the best. I'm so excited to see him have more work. I like the idea of being like, I'm in Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. I'm in Goonies. I go and become a stunt coordinator for like a bajillion years, and then I come back. I do an indie that becomes like very, very popular, like the biggest release A24 has ever had. And now I'm in Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like not doing a lot of independent movies in between that, not struggling, not making a weird Christian movie because he needs to pay his rent. Like, none of it. It's just like big movie, taking a break, a big, like very creative movie, Marvel. Like, man, good for him, you know?
I hope he gets like, because they're saying that he's going to be the owner of a futuristic store. So I hope he gets like a really big role, or like something that's a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Or maybe the futuristic store is like important. I don't know. We'll see. But
All I know is that maybe he gets a little work in a new store over at Avengers Campus at some point. Kind of like we have our little not collector, who's the guy who gets stuff, not the collector, but the guy in the first Guardians movie they try to sell the orb to. He's involved in the shop here for
Oh,
Cosmic
right.
Rewind. So
That guy.
yeah.
oh really?
So
That's cool.
we'll see. In the biggest cold shower of the night, Fantastic Four got basically no news.
I was
At
just
all.
like, why did you
What a
even
joke.
bring it up? Like,
Yeah.
why
For
did you
real.
even bring it up?
We know that Matt Shankman is directing. He did WandaVision. I trust him. I think he's a really smart choice. He's kind of already in the family. He knows how it runs. And they gave him like the first, I don't think it was supposed to be the first, but it ended up being the first, Marvel TV show, and it was a great success. So I'm good with this.
I'm concerned though, not about him, but about the time frame.
What, November 8th, 2024 is when it's releasing?
Right, because that's not a lot of time, I feel like. And
You don't think so?
Like, just
Without a
I
leak?
just like, well, yeah, that too. But I'm just like, not even a cast thing, like nothing.
Mhm.
Just the director.
It kind of feels like, for me, it feels like they have gotten some things done, and they are not kind of like dotted all their I's on contracts or something. Like, maybe they were hoping, and then certain things haven't worked out just yet. So the timeline's a little out of order. I don't know. But, we will soon find out, I suppose. I'm trying to find like the big graph that gives me all of the stuff in the right
Well,
order.
I think he said next D23. We're gonna find out, but that's my point. Like, the next D23 is 2024. This movie's supposed to come out in 2024.
You probably need to announce people. I bet they're going to do announcements of cast at the very latest at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But even that seems really late. But they have a year. for stuff. So I don't know. We'll find out. That sucks though. I think everyone was expecting that to be the big indoor. And we got nothing. So Echo, they talked a little bit about Echo. They brought the cast on for Echo. I'm very excited about that. And Daredevil, they talked about stuff, but they didn't really say anything. So yeah.
They didn't really show much.
No.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like they gave us so much, but they gave us really nothing.
Mhm.
Well, and that's what's weird when you don't live stream these things, because it's like it's cool to bring people out and them to go like, yeah, we really are excited about this. It's about heroes fighting evil. Thank you very much. Like there's just not a lot to say.
Well, the only
So,
thing from Echo is I was reading that they were saying that there's going to be like indigenous representation.
yeah, which is cool.
And have
Which is
ASL.
very, which is
But
great.
yeah, so it's like, can we see a little bit? Like, give us something. Like, just
Right.
it's a crumb. Like, we don't even need the whole thing.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah.
Like
But what are you gonna do? Captain America: New World Order, though, we've got a new movie starring the Captain America himself.
mhm.
And we are not talking about Chris Evans, y'all. We're talking about our main man, former Falcon, and he is battling. Did you like that? I call him former Falcon now. That's my name for him. I don't know why, but I've called him that for a while. Let's see here. They didn't really say much about Sam and his journey, but they did mention two things. One, that Carl Lumley's coming back as Isaiah Bradley, which was probably the best part of Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier, which you'll remember as.
I liked the show though.
No, I
But
didn't hate it, but
I
that
know
was
why
like.
he's coming back though.
Tell us.
They're setting up for New Avengers.
Oh, explain what you mean by that for those who might not know.
Basically the New Avengers are like oh god, Wanda's kids, Isaiah Bradley's grandson. I believe it's going to be god, what is that girl's name from Hawkeye whose name escapes me?
Kate Bishop.
Yes, that one. It's basically mini Avengers.
Yeah.
But pretty much. And I feel like I always kind of felt like he was going to be the setup for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how, but I just have feelings.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And then my favorite, I think this might have been not my favorite announcement, but like the thing that made me go the most in this whole panel, which was that Tim Blake Nelson is coming back to play the main antagonist as the leader in Captain America: New World Order. And for those of you who may not remember,
Yay.
because it was 14 years ago, Tim Blake Nelson was in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and he got a gash on his head and fell down and got goo in his brain, and it like did a teaser of his brain growing, and then we have not seen him since.
Oh.
Yeah, and I've always felt like, oh, that thread, just tie up that thread, like let's. And then I felt Kevin Feige grab both ends of that thread and make it a nice little bow, and I was like, Kevin Feige, thank you. So
So you could thank him for that, but he can't have his Rogers the musical. Like
I'm not. You know what? I'll tell you
my.
this. It balances out. He's back to neutral with me. He's back to neutral. And then so I'm excited about that. Any thoughts about Captain America: New World Order?
I'm excited, but there's
yeah.
not much. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the news is exciting. It's just like the fuck am I excited for? Like I don't know
when is this one coming out? No, yeah, it's like
Yeah, you're right. They're like, be excited, and you're like,
for what?
okay.
Cool.
Like we
Black
kind of
Captain
always
America.
knew this sort of thing was going to come out anyway. So
Mm,
you've
Yeah.
just
that's a good
given
point.
like a confirmation that this thing that we already expected to happen is happening, and then like some tiny little morsels of information related to it. So what's I don't this the whole it's kind of the
that's so
stream of
true.
the whole day.
Yeah, because like for the Marvel stuff, they already talked about this stuff. Like they've released most of this stuff.
Yeah, they
So
talked about
all
a
the-
good chunk of this at what Comic-Con? San
Yeah,
Diego
so
Comic-Con?
Yeah,
nothing is like I can't think of
Groundbreaking.
anything that's like new
I think Thunderbolts.
from this whole list.
Thunderbolts.
Like
is the only thing, right?
Thunderbolts. That's it. That's
which
the only really
Yeah.
yeah, and we've heard talk about it. Let's talk about Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, of course, is the Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. It takes they've been setting this up for a while, and it takes people who aren't necessarily good, but not necessarily bad, just sort of like in the middle. Probably less. I'm going to say less bad than the Suicide Squad. These people are not inherently villainous on purpose, I would say, but they've been kind of given a bad rap. And Thunderbolts stars. Let's see here, who's all in this list. Of course, Julia Louis-Dreyfus comes back, playing her kind of like, I don't know, the Thunderbolts is Nick Fury, basically.
Mhm.
And then we have, who's the rest
David
of the cast?
Harbour.
David Harbour
Uh,
returns as as Red Menace, right? Is that his name?
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian, that's correct. And then of course, Taskmaster, who was the bad guy theoretically in Black Widow, but was brainwashed, has come back as well as Florence Pugh. She's finally done working with Olivia Wilde. She's coming back home. She's had enough.
Wait, speaking of, they said that she sent like videos because she wasn't there for this panel, and like she
Yeah.
actually showed up, kind of through the videos.
Well, Florence Pugh wasn't. She was filming Dune.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with, because that means it's like being done and I can have like a full Dune movie, like part 1 and part 2. So God bless it. The rest of the cast here is Ghost from the second Ant-Man movie. The U.S. agent is what he's known as in the comics, which was the character that Wyatt Russell played in Falcon the Winter Soldier.
Off-brand Captain America. Okay, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I love Wyatt Russell.
He did an amazing job.
He's incredible. If you have had a chance to see him in other stuff, he was in the recent, not super recent now, movie called Overlord, where he battled Nazi zombies, basically, which was fun. And then he was in the what was it recently on Hulu? The Andrew Garfield series Under the Banner of Heaven, which was an amazing series. And
I heard that was very good.
it's very good, and he has a huge role in it. I really love Wyatt Russell, so I'm glad he's in this. And of course, it looks like Winter Soldier is kind of holding up the whole crew. I think he's kind of like team leader-ish, him and Florence Pugh. So Kevin Feige, I believe it was Kevin Feige who said, was it him that said that if Winter Soldier is the most stable of the bunch, that's probably a problem. So yeah, I think I think it's going to be a really funny movie, honestly. I love David Harbour. Florence Pugh's
He was
been
really
funny.
good.
So I like that we have these two characters like Ghost and Taskmaster that really were like mediocre bad guys that kind of get to have an anti-hero turnaround, because they were both sort of brainwashed or having problems, right? So it's nice. I think this is gonna be fun. I'm always for a kind of will they kill each other movie, so that works for me.
I think it's gonna be fine.
And the biggest news of Marvel's night is that, of course, Marvel's is coming out, and Goose has returned. Our friend, our baby cat Goose, the alien, he has returned to hopefully put more marks on Nick Fury. That's pretty much all they said about Marvel's, but I think that's enough. Everyone loves Goose, so.
I'm confused by the concept of the movie, though. I will say that much.
Yeah.
We explain how you're confused. That would be great.
Oh, I mean, just they said basically there it's the three Marvels. Just every time they use their powers, they switch. It's literally Freaky Friday. So I'm like, are you just
So
doing
is it
Freaky Friday?
Right.
Yeah. So is it like a comedy? Is that what they're kind of going? Because that feels like a comedic concept.
That's my question.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I kind of wish that it wasn't.
They need to do right by Brie Larson, so I just hope it's good.
Yeah.
It'd just be nice to do right by Brie Larson at this point. So she's her and Daisy Ridley sometimes get together and be like, why did we get in these big franchises? What was the point of this?
What was the point?
You know, they're just drinking and thinking, I would have been happier without this. So hopefully that all works out for them. And to end the whole panel, of course, it was 20th Century Studios just laying out all of their movies. So much coming out from 20th Century Studios, and by that I mean just Avatar.
So underwhelming. Like, what was the point? Why did they even do that?
Why not
Why
start
was
with
horned
it?
in there at the end?
Yeah, why not start with it? I don't get it.
Why did
because
you start with it?
I would have
mean-
been so mad to follow that up. I'm like, why would you have me like follow all that? Like, I would not
100%.
go up. Like, it's
100%.
so the panel's done. Like, it's a
Yeah.
joke.
And they don't have anything to say because the trailer's out. It's almost here, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like show a preview clip, which is what they did at the beginning. It's a perfect sort of, we're going to start with 20th Century Fox, 20th Century Studios, and they're going to show a clip from the movie. It's coming out in like, I don't know, a couple months or whatever. Thank you. Now we're moving on to all the stuff you care about. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
fine. I just don't know why they didn't do it. So
If anything, they should have just ended with Rogers and Musical and then just started off with that for real.
that's an interesting. I think that's a much better call. Is
Yeah.
to start with Avatar and end with Rogers. That way, I could have, if I was there, just left early. I could have got out before the crowd, which is
For
great.
real.
So, yeah, I
Head
like
up the
that
Muppet
idea.
panel right before.
Get it?
Muppet panel.
Yeah, it looks
Holy
amazing.
shit.
I'm sorry.
Janine,
Like it's been like festering inside me.
Oh my god.
she really lost it there, folks.
Damn, do you want to talk about the Muppet panel, Janine? Is it that
I
important?
saw so little of it. All I saw was a little set with Gonzo as Charles Dickens and
Oh,
Nina
girl, I'm
West
watching a whole thread. You want me to send
in
you the
the
thread?
Send her the
best. I saw
thread.
like a couple clips, but like
Here, I'm now
I
going
saw
to
maybe
send.
20 seconds of
I'm gonna
of video.
send in
but
our.
Nina West in that Kermit dress.
Yeah, I just put in our Zoom chat. This is them singing "It Feels Like Christmas," and that includes
I didn't
Fozzie
see
in
this.
costume.
God, I am bad at Disney Twitter.
Everybody's in costume, and Nina West is singing. All I want in the
That's
world
so
is
cool.
more Muppets with drag queens. It's
Yes,
the best call in
That's
the
all
world.
I want.
it's the.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, and this looks like, I think, the breakout panel. People seem really excited about this one, and it's going on right now,
Yes.
and we're missing it.
Oh, they're gonna put it on Disney Plus.
Are they
With
are?
the new-
The
with
whole
the
panel?
new song.
What?
They're putting a full length version of the Muppet Christmas Carol on Disney Plus, which will include the lost song "Love
Oh,
Is Gone."
Oh,
Yes.
so it's already on
Wow.
there. I got a noise complaint from an Airbnb host one time because my boyfriend and I were watching a Christmas Carol, Muppet Christmas Carol, too loud at 2 a.m.
What?
That's a lot.
It's 2 a.m, so they were having like really loud sex. No, they were watching Muppet Christmas Carol, but it was still too loud.
It's still too loud.
That's
too loud.
I feel like I would rather the landlord, or not the landlord, the Airbnb host be mad at me for loud sex than
Yeah.
the
yeah,
Muppets.
No.
Yeah. I mean, both are very natural reactions. So
I want that Kermit dress. I tweeted, I would punch a baby.
Wait,
And,
what
like,
Kermit
my-
dress?
Nina
Nina
West.
West is wearing this amazing green flowy dress with a
Wow.
black sparkly belt and little like disembodied Kermit faces all over it, and it is the best thing I've ever seen. My little 10-month-old niece better stay away. I would make that. I would make that bet. Oh,
You know, here's the thing. I see more excitement on Twitter, and of course, we have a very specific niche Twitter. And I also see more excitement in this current conversation about Muppets than pretty much anything we talked about.
Well,
It's
I don't
like-
know.
They actually gave us something.
I wonder
They
if
gave us
Disney
gave
will
us
something.
ever.
This
Yeah,
is
I wonder if Disney will
amazing.
ever realize, like, they just constantly underestimate the Muppets. Though we're probably still going to hear something. They released a song from the new Muppets Mayhem TV show, so maybe we'll see some more from Muppets Mayhem and D23. But perhaps. But what are you gonna do? So yeah, that's today's panel. It went really long, and they kind of had some cool stuff, and they kind of didn't. It's an interesting mix. I don't feel like it was a success. I think we're talking maybe a double, triple. I wouldn't call it a home run. Thoughts as we
the
finish up
Muppet
here?
panel though.
The Muppet panel is a
That Bob's
grand
Burgers
slam.
panel was the shit,
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
From what
I
I,
didn't
saw.
see that.
Yeah.
There was a
It was
Bob's
good.
Burgers panel?
It was
Yesterday. Yeah.
no today.
Oh, today. That's right. I've lost all track of time.
Wow.
You can watch that one live. That one's on their live feed. So.
Okay, I'll go watch
I
that.
think
right
it's
Yeah.
I think it's over, but maybe somebody has a video of it. But
Oh,
it was
well,
really
Disney
good.
did it live, so it's probably still around. Yeah.
You guys, I'm
Um,
just watching. Thank you so much for sending me this clip. I didn't see it, and I'm watching it in the background here. And if I was in the audience, I would be weeping. This is the best thing.
It's very pure.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess
Oh,
after.
The
Oh,
tweet
go
is
ahead.
there
Janine.
wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Yeah.
So,
I would say, like, I would say for all of us, after reviewing all of this material for Star Wars and Marvel and Avatar, I guess we'd all agree that we just want more Muppets. So make that happen, Disney. That's what we
Pretty
got out of
much.
today.
They put so much effort into Star Wars and Marvel. I would love to see just like a crumb of that effort put into like the Muppets.
Too true.
Just a little
Too
bit.
true.
yeah.
Just a crumb, like
Yeah.
3% effort into
Just
what
give
you
us
put
like
into
one
Marvel.
show. Just
Yeah.
one.
Just
one good show. We
Yeah,
gotta
one good
clarify.
show.
One,
Yeah,
one
let's be
good
clear.
show.
Let's be
But
clear.
it's the Muppets. I don't feel like they ever fail. Like,
Not totally. They're always fun.
Eh.
They're always
Yeah.
witty.
Yep.
So with that, Rat Castle is produced by me, yours truly. We will be back tomorrow after the live theme park panel, which you can actually watch online, and Dave will be with us. So the full panel will be back for that, and we will chat, probably the longest episode is my guess, about all of that stuff. Please consider subscribing if you hadn't. Send us questions or look at merch or whatever at bit.ly/ratcastle. And now, until tomorrow at least, grab your belongings and exit to the left.
Will you stop this foolishness?
What foolishness would you like to see?
Will you get out of here?